Well, bakers, I am all about a crisp recipe, and this week I'm going to show you probably how to make the best one ever, an unbelievable dark chocolate and pear crisp. This is going to blow your mind. It's one of my absolute favorite recipes. I love it so much, I actually put it in my second cookbook. I mean, just look at that. You just want to stick your face in that picture. It's in Bigger Bolder Baking every day. I absolutely love it, and I make it every year just for myself. It's very simple to make. I'm going to show you how to make a crisp topping, prepare the pears, and then we're going to bake it off in no time. So in a nice big bowl, I have some regular plain flour. Into this, I'm going to add in some dark sugar. I chose dark brown sugar here just to really complement the chocolate. We're also going to use chopped chocolate in here. You guys, this is next level stuff. So I hope you're paying attention. You're going to save this recipe. A little bit of salt, complement the chocolate, and just season everything. And then some cocoa powder. So not your traditional crisp. This is a cocoa flavored crisp. Now let me tell you something, when you're making this recipe, chocolate is the key ingredient here. So I want you to use the best stuff you've got. So I actually use Rodelle's Dutch process cocoa powder. You can use regular cocoa powder too. It is like extra intense. The chocolate quality is so fantastic and it really shines through in this recipe. So use the good stuff. You can buy this online and in supermarkets. I'll put a link on my website with the recipe. You're going to add that cocoa in there. Give it a little bit of a mix together with our hands to break down the lumps of brown sugar, to get that cocoa and salt all the way throughout. Okay, lovely. Now it's time to add in our cold cubed butter. Cold cubed butter is very important here. We are going to rub it in with our fingers. You can also use a pastry blender. That is totally fine. They make fast work of this. I like to use my hands because I'm old school and I've done this all my life. Just rub the butter chunks between your fingers and your thumbs, incorporating that flour mix at the same time. It takes a few minutes. You do want to do it kind of swiftly because we don't want that butter to soften while we're doing this. So as a baker, people ask me, where do I get inspiration from? And honestly, some of my best recipes have hit me out of nowhere. Like I'm sitting in the chair at a hairdresser's or I'm standing in line in immigration in Dublin airport. Like I've come up with the best ideas there for some reason, probably because I'm nervous. But anyway, this hit me one day, like pears and chocolate are so fantastic together, and why don't I see more chocolate crisps? Like, has anybody done chocolate crisp? And I searched the internet and I was like, it's not a thing. How is this not a thing? Then I thought to myself, well then Gemma, you're a genius and you need to go make your own one. So quickly enough, you'll see your crumble is done, your crisp is done. When you get big lumps of butter, small lumps of butter, and it'll start to kind of like moisten a little bit. So this is what we're looking for. This is lovely. You can also do this in a food processor, and that actually is really great too. I like this way because of the big and small lumps. Lastly, this is my secret weapon, chopped chocolate. Now I use a good quality bittersweet bar of chocolate here. Chop it up, big bits, small bits, not chocolate chips. Please don't use chocolate chips. Get a bar of chocolate, chop it up. You can control the quality, you control the sweetness. And then when you don't have chocolate chips and there are different chopped sizes, then you get a big lump of chocolate, a small lump of chocolate. It's just all delicious. And the second reason I don't want to use chocolate chips is because when they melt, they don't pool, they hold their shape, which is what they're supposed to do. So with the chocolate bar, when it melts, it'll just pool and run everywhere, and that's exactly what you want. Give that a tossy toss. That's it. That's our crisp topping. I will tell you that I always make this. I put it in baggies into the freezer and I keep it for whenever I want to do a crisp really fast. You can do that with any crisp topping. And it just means you have a dessert like ready to go once you prepare your fruit. Okie dokie, lovely. Pop it into the fridge. You can do this up to 2 days in advance. So our crisp topping is chilling in the fridge so the butter can harden up again and is ready for us. And here I have my pears. I like to use a Bartlett or an Anjou pear. And please make sure that they are ripe. If they are underripe, they just never seem to ripen in the oven. They won't go soft. So make sure that they're lovely and ripe for when you go to use them. All you want to do is just peel these, cut them off the core, and then chop it into, my book says 2-inch chunks. So that's what we're gonna do. So in case you did miss my second book, it came out around 2 years ago. I'm immensely proud of it. I use it all the time. That's how I know like this is a good book. That I broke it down into different occasions that a baker would need to bake for throughout a week. So I have like easy breakfast recipes, then I have afternoon tea, for like midweek, if you ever have like friends popping over for coffee. I have, you know, midweek family desserts, stuff that I make here for George during the week, like rice pudding and, you know, cobblers and things like that. The fact that I use it all the time just makes me happy to think that the people who did buy it are also using it like throughout the week, like the way it was intended to. And if you don't have a copy, pick it up online or at any good local bookshop. Okay, pears. So into our pears, we're going to add in some corn flour, also known as cornstarch. I like to use this because it thickens any of the juice that comes out of the fruit, and it's gluten-free. And some lemon juice just to brighten and enhance the flavor of the fruit. Now, when you bake pears, they don't break down like the way an apple would and get really mushy, but they will get lovely and soft, and it'll work really well in this crisp. So give that a good toss around, coating it in that mixture. It's fantastic. I'm gonna get my dish, I'm gonna get my crisp topping from the fridge, and we are good to go. Got my cold topping, got my pears, I got my dish, a nice deep dish. This is a lot of filling. So we want a 9-inch deep dish. Something that's nice for presentation so you can take it from the oven straight to your table when it's like piping hot. And then generously sprinkle over your crisp topping. It will pile up high. Nobody's gonna be mad at that. As it bakes, the fruit will break down and it'll shrink a little bit. Having a lot of surface area for your dish is very important. Look at that, gorgeous. Let me check. Okay, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius, lovely. It is that simple, there is no need to wait any longer. Let's get it into the oven. When your kitchen smells like a chocolate heaven and your crisp is nice and bubbly, then it's time to come out of the oven. I have no patience when it comes to delicious desserts, so I'm going to let this settle for a few minutes before I dig in. You know it's baked on the inside because all of those lovely juices from the fruit are bubbling up, and it's a little bit golden brown on the top. And you see those big chunks of chocolate? They're lovely and melted. The balance of bitter and sweet between the chocolate and the crisp topping is really what makes this dessert so special. It's sophisticated, it's unique, it's something that you don't see very often, and why not have this on your dinner table this fall time? When you can't wait any longer, scoop a big spoonful into your dish and top with vanilla ice cream. This is my heaven. If I've gotten you in the mood for some more fall baking, then stick around. I have hundreds of videos that you might not have seen yet. I'll see you back here again this time, same place next week.